Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this is an S&P update going into Friday, October 7th. Normally I put out the videos on the weekend, but very rarely on a Friday. But I think tomorrow is a really important day. You take a look at the S&P cash chart right here, and it's just showing you a lot of volatility. Both sides, bulls and bears are fighting it out here. Of all the news that's going out, how bad the economy is, how bad the euro situation is, very choppy, and we haven't really broken down. We tried to break down out of this little flag here that was here, and we did break down out of that. And then we had a beautiful reversal candlestick in the beginning of the week, and now we left off going into Friday. There's something that really comes into, you really want to take a look at the 60-minute chart. It really ties everything together. And I think now that you see this chart, you could really see how organized this market actually is. When you go to the daily chart, you're looking at this and you're like, wow, this is very volatile and stuff. But look how important it is to keep an eye on that 60-minute chart. 60-minute chart, once you break it down there, it's like, wow, very organized channel. Very organized signals on the stochastics, which is a momentum indicator. And when you see the shift of the momentum and a nice change of trend, you have a nice trade, in each direction. So that brings us up to what we're looking at now. Now, the big things to look at on the 60-minute chart are the stochastics. All right, the stochastics on the 60-minute chart, you can look back at the history of them. Each time we got into an overbought level, we typically pulled back soon afterwards. All right, it's very rarely, and this is kind of an upward channel. So this type of channel usually breaks to the downside. Well, here we go. We did break to the downside. If we continue to move down, and actually, you could actually form a 1, 2, 3 pattern off of here. But just seeing these 2 points and seeing this great point up here, these 2 points, you have to take a look at the area where this trend line and say, if this is a channel, then that 200 period moving average also coming into play there. Also the overbought stochastics being right here. This makes it a very interesting level that you have to take a look at. Now normally you would look at this and say, all right, you want to buy here, you want to short here. Now what could change this whole scenario? What could change the game tomorrow? Well, tomorrow we have a very important number. We have the jobs numbers out tomorrow. Labor Department monthly job report is going to be released tomorrow. And this is really when we talk about the situation that we have here, it's all about the employment, it's all about the jobs bill, it's all about the conflict in Congress to get the jobs bill passed. This is this number right now that's going to come out Friday could be the breaker here. If we do have a surprise and it's better than expected, there's probably a great chance of this pattern breaking to the upside and us getting a tremendous breakout of this pattern. If we get as they expect, and let's go over this report a little right now as we look at this chart and you can see where we are. Again, this is the monthly jobs report, and this will tell you this is going to be coming out tomorrow, 8:30. And I'm looking at last week the ISM report, and the ISM that comes out came out on Wednesday, and they said that the hiring index fell below 50 for the first time since August 2010, and a reading below 50 suggests companies laid off workers, while a reading above 50 said they added jobs. All right, so the economy lost jobs for 2 straight months the last time the ISM gauge fell below 50. So the economy lost jobs for 2 straight months the last time the ISM gauge fell below 50. So on Wednesday it said it did fall below 50 for the first time. So now if we look back at here, that means that there's a good possibility that we didn't get any jobs this month, and that's not going to be a good report. Government's August job report showed no net gains in hiring. So that was one. So this is something that's played out before. Economists forecast the economy added 56,000 jobs in September. So they're going to be looking for 56,000 jobs But if I can remember correctly, Verizon was on strike, which they went back to work for this month, so they're going to be counted. And I'm not exactly sure how many workers that was. I don't know if it was 40,000. So now, you add that into that, and it really comes down to, I think, about 14,000 jobs they're really looking at as a possible add. And if we don't get that, then, so that's what I'm really, going to concentrate on tomorrow is this jobs report. It's going to be interesting to see. Really, I would suggest, taking a day off. It's going to be, this is going to a casino tomorrow. I don't know how these jobs reports are going to come out. If they surprise on a good side, people are going to be asking questions. They might say it's a fluke. If it gets really bad, then, there's a whole different game on the table. And if it's not as bad or it's just kind of in line, then the possibility of a continued rally is still there, I think, because it doesn't really show a recession yet. And, the potential recovery is still in the distance, but we're moving towards it. So they might actually buy into this bad report if it's not too bad. So I think there's two good scenarios there. If we get a better report than expected, or kind of an inline report, I think those will rally the market. A very bad report will, of course, slam this market down, and because we're up at this level, it makes it an important level. Now, that's it in a nutshell. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart, which we're concentrated on the ES a lot during the day, and again, we trade the ES on the site also. And this 5-minute chart, if you go back at it, especially in a trending, a very trending stock, or trending market, I should say, the stochastics on the 5-minute chart, once they got into oversold levels, they were great signals. They were excellent signals, especially if you had a higher probability set up with a trend line. Now, this is in hindsight, but we also followed this during the day. So come on by the site. We start the broadcast at 8:30. You get to see live trading, and you get to see all the setups as they're happening all the way throughout the day. So if you're interested in the S&P, it looks like an interesting day tomorrow. Again, that 60-minute chart is the one I'm paying attention to. If we do start to fall out here, it's going to be very, very neutral tomorrow. Being a Friday, being this news out, I think you just got to be very cautious. Great week so far. We don't want to give anything back tomorrow, so we're not going to be too aggressive tomorrow. All right, and that's it, and I'll see you guys in the market. I'm actually going to try to do another video fast, just a watch list that we send out to the members on some stocks that are set up to trade tomorrow. We've been counting the last really good, yesterday's, I just want to talk about it, so happy about the setup here. Yesterday's momentum trade was the ESRX Express Scripts, and you can see the result of that. I do have a momentum play going into today, which we sent out, was Wells Fargo. And we're going to look at Wells Fargo as it breaks above the 20-period moving average, really here for the fourth time. I want to look for this to hold and continue to rally. We have a nice crossover here. We jumped above this level 1, 2, 3, really 4 times. This is the 5th time. I have a feeling we're going to hold above this 20-period moving average and slowly start to rally up to the 200 and break out. We got a nice crossover on the stochastics. A lot of the charts are all set up. The charts are set up. The CCJ is set up. Continues to look good up to 21. The steel stocks, which I want to do a video on now, also look good. And I have some other great stocks set up for tomorrow. We're going to be watching Sprint, Investors Day tomorrow, and EMN. So let me get that video out. You can see that video, if you remember, DayTraderRadio.com.